Jesus.
A deep, wide crack has formed in the earth.
There's a Balrog down there.
Cracked, burnt, and lifeless, this is all that remains of the great realm of Daventry. The end of your arduous journey rises high above you. Huge boulders lie scattered about, at rest from their tumble down the mountain. A once green woodland, now cruelly charred, spreads out before you.
Good stuff. Okay. I can either go inside the cave immediately.
A cave leads deep into the mountain. You gaze into the cave-like entrance, past the shattered remains of a door, but see nothing but crumbly stone steps leading upward.
Or I can look around first. I think I will look around first. Oh, can I get myself killed first? No, that's a barrier there. You can just see a barrier behind the flame. There is a chasm here, though.
Rushing to get to the bottom of this? A deep, wide crack has formed in the earth.
Yeah, the crack is here, and then it's also down here.
A tree has fallen before the onslaught of the unrelenting fire.
Okay, that's the crack, and there's a massive tree blocking our path.
There's little left that can be called vegetation. You won't be trekking across that range again anytime soon. It is beyond resurrection. Start off with something smaller, like a pebble. Start off with something smaller, like a pebble.
That's very odd. I'm trying to put my hand in the fire, and we're getting that as a response.
You can't use that item there. You can't. As useless as it is lifeless.
Okay, let's have a wander around, shall we? Can I go left? I cannot. Can I go up? I cannot. Can I only go in there this time?
You rub.
Can I put the fire out?
Stormy brew. Churn anew.
I cannot. Okay, I can't actually explore Daventry this time.
Cracked. There's
another tree blocking that path north.
There is nothing you can do for the land. The damage has been done.
No, I think there's something we can do, and that involves using that gem. Oh, jeez. This cave is different to the one that we went through in the original. Maybe this path is the same or similar, but we have an exit on this path.
Outside, the desiccated world awaits. The ceiling is covered with stalactites. A winding, rickety ramp runs along the walls of the cavern. A tunnel leads off to one side,
leading to a new set of stairs.
It wouldn't be a cave without them. Don't break them. They may be heritage listed.
Nothing in this country is heritage listed, dude.
The cave entrance offers a choice of direction, but little else.
Can I go to the bottom right? Is that going to take me to the dwarf path? It is, but look at that.
The walkway twists and turns as it winds its way to the top.
It's seen better days.
This part of the cavern houses an old, rotting walkway.
Hell, we're not even getting to the back because this part is missing.
This part of the wall. Perhaps they've seen too much use over the years. Perhaps Its use, you fear, is long past. Whoops. The cave.
We have to go up the new set of stairs here.
A new construction of steps ascends the cavern. You can barely see the ceiling. Some planks lie around the base of the stairs.
Can I use those?
You don't need.
No.
You don't need them. They feel sturdy. The walls are cold, which is a pleasant change from outside. A stone staircase leads toward the high cavern ceiling.
Okay, let's just go up and see what awaits. Can I fall off? No. I could probably use a stone to teleport up here. We're here already.
The mountain rises steeply from this plateau. A cave leads into its depths. Every living thing has been burnt to a crisp. Even the sky appears tainted with flame.
Let's go say hello to the dragon. Oh. I get it, but that is a delightful little troll. How you doing?
It's your sister, Rosella.
How do you know that for a fact? Right, dragon.
The dragon is every bit as fearsome as you imagine. Its green scales look hard and impregnable. 3 massive heads blow flame and smoke atop its writhing necks. The sight of it makes you shiver.
Gotta be honest, I think I prefer the EGA's design. There was something a bit more fearsome about it.
You wouldn't touch it with a 20-foot lance.
Can I talk to it? That's a yes.
That was a mistake. Now he knows you're here. You strolled quite seen up to your host. It saw you plainly. Now you're toast.
Yeah, that fire effect was what I was sort of expecting in the King's Quest I VGA remake. That's much better. We can walk in this screen without using the invisibility ointment. I'm guessing I can use the Storm Brew right now, but is there any need to use that?
Charred Prince in ex absentia. Prince, the drag. Charred trees and stumps jut from the scorched ground beneath a cloudy sea. Even the sky appears.
It's a really cool image.
Charred. It's even hot up here. The air burns as it brushes your flesh.
I can't walk off the stairs, but I can walk off here.
It seems that you have confused being invisible with being weightless.
That's cool, the fact that it knows I have to be invisible to walk into that screen. What else can I do here? I can try untying Rosella, I guess. But that dragon's gonna get very pissed off.
It's your... That was a mistake.
Oh, they both burn to death.
3 heads and 6 eyes can't be wrong.
Jesus. I'll try releasing Rosella, but yeah, we're going to get the same outcome. This makes me question the whole purpose of the Storm Brew though. If I can use it from behind the tree, then what is the point of the invisibility ointments?
The dragon notices Princess Rosella being untied and blasts you both with a long licking tongue of flame. Three heads and 6 eyes can't.
Alright, I'll use the invisibility even though I have my doubts. I don't understand why we have it. In the original game we absolutely had to use it to get onto this screen, but we don't this time, so I question whether this is truly necessary. Right, farewell dragon, it was nice knowing you.
That's a good idea, although casting the spell would be too dangerous while you're so close to the dragon yourself.
There's our answer. We have to walk out here and then use it. Got it. Here's me having a whinge, which makes no sense.
Stormy brew. Churn anew.
Have there really been no thunderstorms of a magical nature since the dragon moved in? Because if this is all it takes, then I imagine he would have died at least once already. We only get 6 points for slaying the dragon.
The dragon's corpse lies upon the ground, no match for the fury of your magical storm. You still wouldn't touch it with a 20-foot lance.
Yes?
You don't want to eat any part of the dragon.
I don't want to, I just want to gloat at it.
The dragon's every It's your sister, Rosella. Shouldn't you free her first?
No, I think I would prefer to speak to her first, because this might be seen as weird and creepy unless we actually tell her who we are first, that we're here to help.
You untie your sister.
I thank you, my brave sir. Come, we must journey to my father's castle. My parents will be anxious to meet their daughter's rescuer.
I can't do that voice.
Do I know you?
Technically, yes.
Perhaps. We may have shared a cradle once.
I beg your pardon?
My name is Alexander, of Daventry.
Rosella regards you with a look of bewilderment, then a hint of suspicion.
Prove it.
Birthmark?
I don't know how I could.
My mother told me once that my brother had a peculiar birthmark.
Well, in that case...
On his right buttock.
Oh my
I see.
god.
Well, if that is what it will take to prove it to you.
Awkward!
Thank you. I am sorry I did not believe you. Brother.
After all you've been through, I understand completely. I just hope I don't have to prove my identity to the entire kingdom this way.
Your sister, Rosella, is looking a little worse for wear. She keeps a brave face as she gazes at you gratefully.
They animated him pulling down his pants. I like it. I like it a lot.
I can walk. Thank you.
Tell me about our parents.
Our mother, Queen Valenice, is as kind as she is beautiful. She is also wise and counsels father when he is in need of advice.
And our father?
King Graham has been the bravest and most honorable man this kingdom has ever known. It is only in recent years that our country's misfortunes have taken their toll on him.
I wish I could have been there for him.
You are here now. I think that seeing you will do a great deal to mend his ailing heart.
Oof. That's not going to happen, Rosella. Just quietly.
Why did the dragon come to Daventry?
I do not know. On occasion, I have heard Father mumble something about a curse. He would not speak to me of it, though. Nor would Mother.
Most curious.
That happened when we arrived back at Daventry, and there were many people in the room. I am curious as to whether or not Graham and Valenice were the only people who heard that curse, because there was an audience. There was a massive audience of people in that chamber, or the throne room, just after we arrived.
I am glad to finally be home.
As am I. It was difficult growing up knowing that I had a brother, yet fathoming neither your whereabouts nor whether you were safe. Though I cannot explain it, somehow I knew you were still alive. I hope your life thus far has not been too unpleasant.
It's been fucking
Let's
awful.
just say that I'm not overly fond of evil wizards.
Then you have something in common with Father. Though he did not know it at the time, one used to serve under him many years ago.
So he's told you nothing about the curse, but presumably he said a little bit about Gervain.
I have had quite an adventure while journeying here.
I can imagine. Perhaps I too will have an adventure someday. Well, preferably one without a three-headed dragon.
Agreed. I am looking forward to meeting my parents.
We'll surprise them. Are you nervous?
Well, maybe a little.
It will be fine. You'll see.
You have nothing more to say to Rosella.
Can I get out of these clothes first? Actually get into something that resembles princely clothing.
Even the sky appears. Your sister, Rosella. You have nothing more.
So if I walk off here now, I should get a completely different message.
This mystical cloudland may never cease to amaze you, but it has ceased to support you. Enjoy the trip.
Indeed. Nothing about being invisible on that message. Okay, let's go down the stairs. I don't know where to find the last 8 points. Hopefully some of them will show up, but I've got a horrible feeling I've missed them somewhere. But with the way this game is segmented, hopefully I can find those points pretty easily and not have to do a full playthrough. Hey Rosella, check this out.
You don't want to leave your sister behind.
Damn
You
it.
can't.
Can I show her the gem?
She doesn't need it.
That's important. We did not go through this weird side quest that they added to grab that out of the treasure chest from a mysterious ghost without that being a very important item.
Hello, milady. Milady, you are free. Could it be to do with the sudden storm I beheld atop Cloud Mountain?
Is that the same gnome?
Indeed it was. And I have this noble man to thank for rescuing me.
Incredible! And to think that the dragon is dead and gone after all this time. He is dead and gone, right?
Dead but not gone.
Completely.
Oh, amazing! Noble sir, whom do I and all of Daventry thank for this miracle?
Go ahead.
Good sir, I am Prince Alexander of Daventry.
The gnome gives you a thoroughly mystified look. Then gradually a grin begins to spread over his old wrinkled face. The grin becomes a great smile, and soon the gnome is overcome with joy.
Wonderful, sensational, marvelous news!
That's one way of getting across the chasm.
Yes, it is you, isn't it? I knew it. From the moment I saw you, I just knew it.
You're full of it, dude.
And what did you just ask?
Shh! I I must run to the castle and let everybody know. The dragon is dead and Prince Alexander has returned.
This dude is full of it. In the EGA version and this version now. He presumably would not have seen us since we were a baby, a 1-year-old baby. Unless he's magic. I guess that's the thing.
You are becoming too accustomed to this view. There is no shortage of roasted vegetation. Their limbs are lifeless. It's a bit on the warm side. You are they won't. If you could wave it all away, you would. If you could. The lake is disturbingly dark. Don't do that. It's probably poisonous, venomous, toxic, radioactive, or something.
I think this is where we met the elf in the EGA and VGA version of King's Quest I.
You're not sure you want that on your skin.
Once again, where's my map? Yeah, I wrote on my map, Water's Edge, Cliffs, Elf/Ring. This is where we met the elf. I go north here. That should take me to the area where we found the bowl. But clearly it won't. Maybe it will.
Evidence of olfactory sabotage. It's a bit. You can only imagine the lost beauty of the area.
Can I do anything with this?
The orb pulsates with renewing energy. While you're positive the orb contains some sort of power, you can't find a way to activate it. While you're positive,
Can I toss it into the water, perhaps?
Alexander, where are you going? Father's castle lies to the north.
Actually, it's 3 screens south, but if I keep going north, we'll find our way to the edge of the river. Oh, jeez.
Once tranquil, this part of Daventry has fared little better than the rest. Once
a wall of angry flame bars your passage north.
How do you feel about this, Rosella?
Why did you tell me to hush before?
You should never risk insulting a gnome, particularly not that one. He has lived a very long time, longer than you or I could ever hope to, and he knows a great deal more than he lets on.
Oh, I didn't know.
There is much for you to discover about your homeland. But come, our parents will be eager to meet you now.
Does this gnome have way too much fucking time on his hands? And if so, does he spend the time making stupid puzzles like, what is my name?
So much for my surprise appearance.
It is probably better this way. What with Father's heart and all.
Oh, stop
Why do
talking
you
about his
say that?
heart.
Never mind. It is not the time to talk of such things.
He has a very dicky ticker, as we're about to find out.
you have not.
How dangerous is this?
You can't.
I'm guessing the answer is very. Also, Rosella, how flammable is that dress? Okay, I'm guessing we can't die here.
Hey, fire really does burn.
Never mind.
Today's special, Prince a la carte.
I won't try getting Rosella killed. I imagine she's smart enough to avoid the fire no matter what I do.
The river's taken leave of the land.
Yeah, this was the corner of the river. 2 points for that.
Mind your footing, Alexander. The ground up ahead doesn't look stable.
It does not indeed. It looks like we can't go further north here. And that does match what I've done with the original map. I've got to go west, where we fought the ogre or the dwarf in the VGA remake, and then north to the area where we picked up the dagger, and then we're going right into the castle. This screen here though, this is where we saw the mushroom on the right hand side.
The riverbed is dry and lifeless. Despite the ever-present evidence of a recent scourge, you're heartened momentarily by the sight of your distant home. Your smile fades as you realize that not even the once great Castle Daventry has been spared. In the distance, Castle Daventry stands embattled and alone, despite the burned and browned beyond belief. The ground feels uneven beneath your feet.
I imagine we can get across, but then we'll have to catch Rosella perhaps.
Your longing grows ever deeper as you reach out for your beleaguered home. Your gestures are meaningless. Perhaps you should have spent more time studying Manannan's books.
He wouldn't have given us anything involving wizardry or magic that we can use to fix this though, so that's a pointless statement.
They've been damaged enough. It quenches nothing but hope.
Okay, can we get across here?
You won't go there again. Crawling on all fours won't help. She's your sister, Alexander. You have nothing.
I wasn't trying to do anything weird, narrator. Two more points. Oh god. You're not the ogre. You're also not the dwarf.
The man stands alone in the gloomy clearing. He wears a simple hooded garment and pays you little attention.
Little attention is good.
What little foliage remains little to look at. By far, this clearing makes you feel the most unsettled, whether it's the twisted trees snatching at the light or a memory of a past evil. You cannot be certain. What little, it's a bit on the warm side. Even in stones of various sizes and shapes rest among the trees. It's a bit they'd only weigh you down. You haven't come all this way to uproot the shrubbery. You sense something vaguely familiar. Perhaps this was the home of a wizard or some other being of magical persuasion.
Not according to my map. It was either the place where the ogre ambushed us or the dwarf ambushed us, depending on what version we were playing.
The darkly robed man remains transfixed, as if in deep thought.
Is this the father? Is this Gervain?
Hello? Are you alright?
I am as I am.
Yep.
Who are you?
One who remembers many things. My wisdom once served the king.
This is your home then?
I called it that once, before yours had meaning. It has hidden something from me.
Can I help you find it?
Not as you are, my would-be sire.
You know me.
I know many things. The now, then, and every age in between. The reason for days, and why the stars are restless. The forces that work their will in this world. The trivial manner of your arrival.
But how could you?
Leave me. My time wanes with your wasteful banter.
He sounds more upset than anything else, I think. He put this curse on us thinking, yep, I've won. But now he's like, oh, I knew this was going to happen anyway, fuck you all.
He doesn't appear interested in conversing further.
Maybe I can show him the gem.
You are finding it difficult to compose your thoughts in this gloomy clearing and cannot think of anything to ask Rosella. Somehow, whistling doesn't seem appropriate.
Can I show him the gem?
He doesn't seem the type to hoard wanderers' belongings.
Can I stab him with a knife?
He doesn't.
Can I wave the magic wand at him?
He doesn't. He does. You don't. You. The man. If he does. Perhaps it's best to leave him be. Perhaps.
There was something different there. No 2 points for that. This is redesigned, but it's the area where we found the dagger.
A rock sits prominently in this clearing. Who'd want to move that big thing?
Indeed.
Who'd want... There is naught here to prepare you for the moments ahead.
There's no hole in the ground?
You have pursued your path to the final clearing. That the damage so closely surrounds the castle does nothing to alleviate your concerns.
I find it curious though that he's just hanging out down here. Why? Why isn't he running, or why isn't he doing something else? Anything else? Just chilling. This place is fucked up.
The walls have stood the test of time, but have recently struggled to hold together.
There's no dead serpents in the moat.
The moat might have once been home to many animals, but you cannot see them now. You gaze sadly at the deteriorated castle, once proud and beautiful. Torn banners and crumbling stones now mar the workmanship. Even the moat has been drained. You have nothing more to say to Rosella.
Nothing about how this castle looks like it's seen better days.
The walls have... The castle is unscalable as per design specifications.
Nice. Anything over here?
The bridge has developed some serious defects, such as the gaping hole in its middle.
Can you even call it a bridge at that point?
You can't mend the bridge. Besides, where you want to go is inside. More than a few hands are required to restore this old home. The moat is too wide, deep, and pointless to cross.
Alright, so let's go inside and give Daddy a heart attack. We're missing a point. Ugh. That sucks. One lousy point. Valadace, how you doing?
Rosella! The Royal Weaver told us of your rescue. I could scarcely believe it. And this
is Prince Alexander of Daventry.
son?
Yes, Mother.
So awkward.
My heart has ached with longing for this day. Your absence has been a terrible burden for us all. Come, your father awaits us.
The mirror comes back to life. There is another room connected to the throne room. And there's the orb, which is presumably going to heal the land. That looked comical. Ooh, animated cutscene. Yeah, okay. I'm looking at a walkthrough while this is playing, and I can see the point that I've missed. Oh, I'm salty about that. So the orb has firefighting properties. Good to know. Was this a treasure that came out of Legitimaur's days? Because if so, I guess it makes sense how it has this much power. But even so, the fact that we're seeing the land healed like this so quickly is a little bit too unbelievable, even by my standards. Like, is the water going to magically reappear? Yes, it is. Can we keep this thing once it's done? Because I can think of many other uses for it. This is a long cutscene. Flower bed. Everything is as it was in the VGA version. Except for the serpents and the moat, perhaps.
So ends the first. At last.
Father!
The first part of the curse.
Rosella! Are you all right?
As good as can be.
That was a weird cut-off of the voice there. And who's this idiot?
Father, you look.
As one who has worried more than any thought possible, for longer than most thought him capable. Do not concern yourself. Is this?
Yes, Father.
I hadn't dared hope for this moment.
Can you give me some better clothes, please?
Let us adjourn to the throne room. I have traveled many roads, some joyful, others dark. They have led me far and wide through all manner of danger. Yet they always brought me home, to Daventry. Your road, Alexander, has led you from us. For the longest time, we lost all hope of seeing you again. But the road, it seems, saw fit to return you as well. Along every step of my journeys, I have worn this, my adventurer's hat, a symbol of my zeal and youth. It is right that it should now pass to younger blood. Receive it, and know the man who was your father. May it lead you to fortune and great adventure as much as this world will share. To your futures.
Okay, so he is tossing it to both of them. The way he sort of expressed that, it was like that he was tossing it towards Alexander, but Rosella also puts her hand up and he's clearly tossing it towards both of them. The credits. Do I want to say my thoughts right now or wait for a little bit? I'm not sure. I definitely want to do a bit of post-game recording. I need to find that last point, and I also need to talk about the manuals for a bit. But very quick thoughts on this one. This one obviously hasn't gone through the same level of change as King's Quest II.
much taken away. Who could know my hurt, my pain? When time and again I'm shamed. How could I have kept so sane when all it did was rain? If it takes a lifetime, I will try to make it back home until I die. To know a life with you, with you, with you. No one's heart carries this weight. No one knows how hard my fate. No one listened when I cried. Why would they care if I died? Longing keeps me on the road. Missing years, heavy load. Anger gone, my love will go me on and on as rivers flow.
Smord, not Medusa, and the first mate. Are they really going to hook up? That's an interesting shot, but where is the library? I assume it's the building on the left-hand side. Yeah, they definitely didn't touch this one as much as they did King's Quest II, and I said this at the end of the King's Quest III playthrough. That game had a change to it. That game had a lot more plus associated with it, I guess. There were more things in there. And just from that point alone, I'm sorry, you got Kira Buckland to voice a female mouse? Holy shit, 2B started young. I was completely distracted by that. They didn't need to do as much as they did to this game as they did with King's Quest II, I guess. It's very similar. I mean, what's different? The only thing that's really different is they gave Medusa an anagram. They called her Smord and they gave us multiple solutions. They added that part on the ship, which I speculated in the EGA version that there was some stuff cut there, but I think what they've done here is entirely new content, and honestly, it's not great new content. They added a bit more to the Daventry walk, but that's about it. That really is all that they actually changed.
Congratulations, you finished the game.
You're not telling me anything about the time or 209 points.
Based on your playing style, you've earned the following secret awards.
Oh, really? Okay, that's kind of neat. We did not get the shortcut award, presumably because we used the magic map. But I mean, without knowing what these things are, I mean, they're just cute. Cute things like blue hedgehog. I mean, what the hell do we get that for? Gotta go fast? I don't know. Right, let me get this last point really quickly, and I'll finish off this recording.
You feel it.
Yeah, while that green orb was doing its thing, I quickly fired up my phone, looked at a walkthrough. Just scrolled to a random part of it and it said, yeah, you can get a point by doing this. And I'm salty. I was hoping that this sort of game design will be worked out of the VGA remakes, but apparently not.
Persistent, aren't you? Upon closer examination of the contents of the desk, you find a letter. You remove it and take it with you.
That is worth a point. What's on this?
You carry a letter addressed to Manannan. You don't know who wrote it, and you're not sure you want to find out.
Immediate thought is Hagatha or the father. Okay, there's two sides to it. My dear Manannan, it saddens me to learn that no word of your sister, Hagatha, has reached you of late. We can but hope she is well and able somewhere, to do as she pleases, to whomever she pleases. Oh boy. My own sister as well, and thank you for asking. She was taken with you once, before you grew that excessive beard, and insists that you are a handsome man in your day. I can only imagine. Is your servant performing as adequately as the last? You certainly pick them, don't you? Rumour has it that the father had a particular say in whom this latest slave would be. Such a rare honour. I'm really quite envious. Then again, you named them all Gwydion, so what does it matter where they come from? The way they meet their end on all their 18th birthdays? You are such a poetic dear. As for my own darling boy, he is performing his role as a loyal son superbly. One might think he'd been doing so his whole life. Who the hell wrote this?
There seems to be more written on the other side of the letter.
It wasn't Hagatha and it wasn't the father. In matters of the faith, my response is as it has always been. We must continue to do what we can to usurp control from the unfaithful, so that the world may be prepared for the great day. For my part, I have made plans to rid this realm of my enemy. Being so predictable and obliviously innocent, she will make easy prey. Who are they talking about here? Balanice? Rosella? I don't know. The time comes soon, Brother Manannan, and our long wait will be over. May swift destruction come to all those who oppose us. In the Father we trust. L. P.S. You really shouldn't keep cats around the house. Steeds make much better pets. L, huh? I know there is an antagonist in King's Quest IV whose name starts with L. I don't remember what their name actually is. Maybe it's that person? Maybe it's someone in 7 or 8? I don't believe it's the one from King's Quest V. I remember that one's name. Alright, that is the one sodding point that I was missing at the end of the game. So what I'll do right now, while you're not looking, is I'll quickly blast through the rest of the game, and hopefully by the time I'm saying this sentence, we'll be walking into Castle Daventry, and it'll tick over to 210 points. And then you'll see the credits at the end, and hopefully a message saying that, yes, we got 210 points.
Congratulations, you finished the game.
So additional thoughts on this one. If there's one thing that I think I want to criticize this for, it's how shortened the cycles are at Manannan's place. He leaves at like the 2.5 minute mark and then comes back before the 15-minute mark. And if you don't know where the magic map is, that's... I imagine that's going to make it significantly more difficult, to the point where you're going to have to go down to Ludor, find a couple of things to do, and then load your game and do it all as quickly as possible. Because I mean, how else are you supposed to be able to get all this done without prior knowledge? I had prior knowledge from the EGA version, and I sort of knew what to look for. Yes, I wandered around, yes, I took my time, I looked around at all the various things in the maps and tried to do things, but you saw that there was a fair bit of saving and loading as well, just to try and preserve a couple of minutes here and there. Honestly, I feel like this time limit is a little bit too tight. In the EGA version, it was way too loose, we saw that. But in this version, I feel like they've gone a little bit too far in the other direction. It's a very finicky thing because they introduced a bed where you can speed up time, and that's great. But I think they may have just pushed it a little tiny bit too far in the other direction. And honestly, I wasn't a massive fan of that whole Treasure Island scenario. That just seemed weird. I might have to go back and watch that again just to see what the pirates said at the end, because that lore at the end, I suspect it's important, but right now I don't understand why. And yeah, I'd like to go back and take another look and see if I'm missing anything. Apart from that and the Medusa incidents, everything here is really quite faithful to the original, and I can't say I'm upset or offended by anything that they've actually done here. This is actually similar to King's Quest I. It's a pretty damn good remake. They only went overboard in the ship section, which I said it in the AGA version. I thought there was something cut there, and I'm glad they did something with that. Even if it was as simple as, let's give you the opportunity to explore for a bit, and after a while, the event will trigger where we go to the island. Let's have you clean up the galley and light the stove and whatnot. It's minor, but it is quite appreciated, really. I can't think of much else to say. I do hope that the whole father thing will pay off in 7 and 8, because from my memories of 4, 5 and 6, again I've not completed 4, I don't remember anything about the father or any kind of organization lurking in the shadows. I hope it pays off, I really do, because it seems like AGD Interactive went to a lot of effort to build something up there. Is it going to pay off in the later games? I don't know. I hope it does, but I've got no clue whether it will or not. Once again though, I feel like they've done a very good job with this. They definitely didn't take it anywhere near as overboard as King's Quest II, which is great, because honestly, King's Quest II was pretty much unrecognizable. This one though, they did a good job, and yeah. And once again, this is a fan game, for Christ's sakes. There are some very, very talented people out there who are capable of doing incredible things. And yeah, all I can say is bravo. Thank you, AGD Interactive, for producing these games. I loved playing through these 3 games.
Congratulations, you finished the game.
No mention of full points.
Based on your playing style, you
Gonna get exactly the same thing except for shortcut. Oh, we didn't get Perfectionist. Why not? I didn't explore all the regions in the ship. I didn't go up to the crow's nest. I did not go to the bow of the ship. I think I'll look this up later and merge it into the next little section to close off this playthrough. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so according to GameFAQs, I'm a complete moron. The only award that I got on the previous playthrough was the Shortcut Award. It wasn't even for using the magic map. Outside Manana's house, turn into an eagle and exit screen to the east, west or south. I don't think I did that. I did not turn into an eagle directly outside Manana's door and then fly off the mountain. At least I don't think I did. But I mean, look at this. There's so much other stuff we could have done. I got the Perfectionist Award, which was for 210 points. Throw the knife at the web, I tried that. Beat the game in under 39 minutes. Complete all conversations with all people and animals. Score the minimum, 171 points. Interesting. Board the boats with only 5 items. Don't get the statuette from Saran's chest. We can pass on that? Wow. Feed Manana the tainted porridge the first time he requests food. That's... What does that involve? We'll have to get into the cave to speak to the Oracle to get the Mandrake Root. We've got to go into the library to get the knowledge to get the magic wand. We've got to cast a cat cookie spell and then mix it with the porridge before he gets back. That's kind of tricky. Roger Wilco Award. End the game with the broom and the fish. I don't even know how that's possible. I thought we lost the broom when we left the ship, and the fish I thought was an essential item to get the, use my words, to get the eagle feather. Yeah, there's a lot of weird, wonderful stuff here, and I could go back and look through it, but you know what? If you want to check this out for yourself, the link is in the download below. And if it's not very clearly obvious what I think, it is well worth playing these games. It really is. And just super quickly, something that I did not do in any of these VGA remakes is that I did not check out the manuals at all. And the main reason for that is because when I looked at the King's Quest I manual, I noticed that the introduction text was identical to the EGA version. And I've already read that at least once, and I have no intention of reading it again. I didn't really look through the rest of this. Like the future games after that, I've still not read anything about 7 or 8, I'm not looking at that. It talks a little bit about the love and effort that went into these games. And honestly, there's some really, really good stuff here. King's Quest II, I believe they changed the intro a little bit after I looked at it. Yeah, the wording here is different. I'm not going to read this because, again, it's all available for download on the link below. Talks about Gervain. And yeah, for those in the know, if you've played King's Quest II, you will undoubtedly find great disparity between that game and this one. While it's based rather loosely on the original, it strives to expand on its predecessor's concepts and ideas, aiming to provide you with fresh and original story elements. The basic plot is the same. Along the way, those of the sea, that of the undead variety, enchanting, exciting, and dangerous new plot twists. Yeah, this one was very, very different. But look at the next paragraph. We hope that you enjoy playing this game as much as we did making it. Perhaps King's Quest II may now take its place alongside the 4th and 6th in the series. The games that, for us, define the pinnacle of adventure gaming in this genre. I don't know how to feel about that, simply because, yeah, it's a good thing that they changed things and made it their own, but at the end of the day, the original game is the original and nothing will replace that. And let me just have a whinge really quickly. I have seen comments on the internet saying that there is no point purchasing the EGA versions from GOG.com or wherever else they might be on sale because VGA remakes exist and they are better. I fundamentally disagree with that. At the end of the day, these VGA games are great, but they are fan games. They are interpretations. They're great. I enjoyed them. I love them. But they do not replace the originals. And despite the fact that you can download them for free, check them out, play through them, I still think it is worth playing through the originals because A, in some aspects, I think they're better, and B, they are what the original creators originally created. Yes, that's a very weird sentence, but it is their property. That is what they originally created, and I think it is always worth checking that out, regardless of how good the remake is. I can think of so many other remakes that have come out both recently and over the years, where the remake is arguably better than the original, but in my mind, they will never truly supersede the originals. The originals are almost always worth playing. As for King's Quest III, I quickly noped out of this manual when I realized it was giving me stuff like slave survival rules. I saw this and I'm like, okay, I've seen enough. I don't want to read any more of this. I did not know about the kill time thing until we tried it. And yeah, another note from AGD, and this is where I'll leave this playthrough. During the writing of King's Quest II, it became apparent that the third installment of the series could be handled in a similar way. There was room for fleshing out some characters and areas, as well as the inclusion of its predecessor's story arc. Exploring the relationship between Manannan and Gwydion was of particular interest. Developing the peripheral characters was enjoyable. The pirates are one example of this, leading to a side quest of their own. I can't say I was a massive fan of that side quest, but it is what it is. It should be noted that while every attempt has been made to respect the source material, this is a work of non-canonical fiction. As such, creative decisions were made that distinguish this project from the original game. Among the expanded sections are the desert, the town, and a brand new area to explore during Gwydion's journey to Daventry. Material related to copyright section. I do like how they handled that, and I said it during the game, I'll say it again, shout out to the music. The music in this game was fantastic. You could tell me that the track that played when we were creating spells is out of a Resident Evil game, and I would believe you. I would absolutely believe you. And I'm going to read this last paragraph in full. Lastly, A heartfelt thank you goes to the original team who brought us the King's Quest series, most notably Roberta Williams, whose imagination has inspired the members of AGD Interactive to revisit her world and contribute to it. We ask that they accept this, and the games before us, as an expression of our appreciation and gratitude. Long live adventure games. That says it all, really. Long live them indeed. Alright, so that's it for the AGD Interactive fanfiction / fan games. That was King's Quest 1, 2, and 3. Next up is King's Quest 4. I have played a bit of this. I have looked at a walkthrough, but it's been a very long time. I cannot tell you whether I completed the game or not. I cannot tell you how this is going to go. It could go very badly, but we'll find out in just a moment.